Good day, I'm Cody Ann Barrett and welcome to Frontline Business. The growth target for the next financial year of about 3% in the Jamaican economy is not achievable. This view was shared by Pro Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, UWI, Dr. Denzil Williams. More in this report.
The Pro Vice Chancellor was responding to the assumptions of the $774 billion budget, which speaks to, among other things, a 4.3% inflation, $56.20 US dollars per barrel of crude.
The 3% growth that you're looking for today, given the structure of the Jamaican economy, Ralston, you're not going to really get there.
Precisely.
You're not going to get there because the truth is that you have a few industries that have always carried the growth: bauxite, tourism, agriculture. Right, and mining. Agriculture, mining, bauxite, tourism. Now, what are the big issues in those things over the next year? You're going to build a few hotels, yes? And you're going to get additional rooms.
Yes.
The question is, will those hotels become come on stream in the next year? Because remember now, one of the things we have to understand, as a man skilled in economics, building a hotel does not add significantly to the growth.
Precisely.
It is after the hotel is built and the
Precisely.
value added is coming from the hotel, that's when you're going to get the growth. So doing the brick and mortar, putting in the steel and the cement and stuff, that's not going to give the growth. So when you build 500 rooms, you're not going to see an increased growth. It's when the visitors starting to come in.
And
when
there's a linkage with agriculture.
Exactly.
And
when you keep the money in Jamaica.
Yes.
That is where the growth is going to come.
Professor Williams suggested where the growth should come from.
We have to look at exports. We have to look at ramping up exports.
Precisely.
And importantly, it's not just merchandise exports. We have to start looking at services exports. I just gave you the figures a while ago about the tertiary education qualification of our labor force, for example.
Right.
Did you know that if we were to take out at least 40% of that 900,000 persons and increase their qualification to tertiary level, you know that we're looking at a 1.2% growth?
Well, certainly.
1.2%.
Because education is a major driver
It's
of
a
economic
major
growth.
driver. So I am
Yes.
arguing right now that if we are very serious about achieving those levels of growth, this is exactly what we need to just start doing. Make sure that we have a policy relevant to it that says out of every household in Jamaica, one person needs to go to university.
Turning to the cost of crude, which is now outpacing the assumption of just over $56 and now going for $63, the Pro Vice Chancellor was not as concerned.
A $56 projection is not way off given where oil price is at the moment. However, if you think about the increase in supply that should be coming from places like Guyana, places like I just heard Keith Mitchell say that they have found some oil in Grenada and other places. The truth is that I don't think oil price would be a runaway. That's really the
No, we're not seeing a runaway. But
I don't think it would be a runaway.
$65 per barrel.
Yeah, but as we know, a simple situation can change that. So 56 to 60 is $9 difference. $9 difference roughly is not too far off. So I wouldn't place a lot of concern on that.
The issue of the recent increase in tariffs by the Trump administration on steel and aluminum was placed into perspective and the potential impact on the local economy.
With the 2.3% growth that we're predicting, a big part of that is going to expected to come from the aluminum mining and aluminum sector. But as we're discussing, we do not sell aluminum per se. What we sell is alumina, which comes from our bauxite, yes? But if you tax aluminum, which our trading partners are going to now sell to the United States, it simply means that what you're going to see is a less demand for alumina. And with less demand for alumina, then you're going to see the prices for alumina should be falling as well.
Right.
And with prices falling, you can see cut back in production.
Yes.
So the expected growth that you would have, you would possibly not see it. And remember, the United States is a big consumer of aluminum.
Precisely.
So while we're saying that we could find other ways or other markets to sell to, the truth is that when we sell our alumina to those other markets, the fact is that they're going to now have to produce the aluminum to sell to the United States. So the ripple effect is actually great.
The debate on the 2018-2019 budget started last Thursday and will conclude on March 21. Kimberly Wright, Frontline Business.
Diamond Trading Company Limited, DTL, has obtained shareholders' approval for issuance of some 400,000 redeemable preference shares to refinance existing debt. The board sought the approval of the shareholders to issue the additional preference shares in order to redeem the 2015 redeemable preference shares. They also sought to issue additional preference shares from time to time, subject to the limit of unissued preference shares in existence at any given time, in order to take advantage of falling interest rates and to lower the overall borrowing cost of the company. Shareholders that attended Tuesday's Extraordinary General Meeting, EGM, agreed to the changes of its authorized share capital and articles of incorporation in order to facilitate the issuance of the redeemable preference shares. DTL's chairman and CEO, Derek Cotterill, in a letter to shareholders on February 7, recalled that on February 4, 2015, they had authorized the company to issue 125 million three-year cumulative redeemable preference shares. Those shares, he said, were issued on March 12, 2015 by the board in accordance with the shareholders' authorization. The 2015 redeemable preference shares will fall to be redeemed on March 12. A 50-year license has been granted to Digicel to install its underground fiber optic cables in a bid to upgrade and improve network services across the Turks and Caicos Islands. According to a post-cabinet statement, Digicel will be able to put in its cables along specified blocks of Crown land in Providencials and Grand Turk. The aim is to fix and improve its telecommunications infrastructure following extensive damage caused by Hurricanes Irma and Maria. Digicel's marketing executive, Romello Williams, says work has already commenced to offer customers faster internet and cable speed. Fiber optic cables will be connected directly to customers' homes. Mr. Williams pointed out that for the first time, the core of Digicel's network will run underground to future-proof it against natural disasters and ensure faster recovery times. In Tuesday's trading session, the JSE Combined Index declined by 1,385 points to close at 302,773. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 50 stocks, of which 15 advanced, 19 declined, and 16 traded firm. The Junior Market Index declined by 5 points to close at 2,951. Among the winners were AMG Packaging and Paper, Barita Investments, Cabin Producers, Dolphin Cove, and Grace Kennedy. Stocks declined for Caribbean Cement, Caribbean Cream, Carreras Limited, Epley Limited, and General Accident Insurance. Stocks traded firm for 1834 Investments, CAC 2000, Darimon Trading, Elite Diagnostic, and Epley Limited. NCB Financial Group Limited was the volume leader with over 6 million units, followed by Victoria Mutual Investments with over 1 million units and Supreme Ventures Limited with 482,227 units. On the foreign exchange market, $128.76 is the average selling rate for the American currency. It's costing $100.54 for the Canadian dollar, while the pound sterling is trading at $176.24 and the euro for $158.23. News in oil. Oil fell more than 1% on concerns over rising U.S. production and as equities fell, erasing earlier gains driven in part by the firing of U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. Brent crude futures dropped 52 cents to $64.46 per barrel. U.S. West Texas WTI crude futures fell 82 cents or 1.3% to $60.57 per barrel. And that's it for Frontline Business. I'm Cody Ann Barrett. Regional stories are next after the break.